Hi everybody, Matthew from Disaster Area here, doing another video in our Quick Tips series. This episode is about the DMC-6 and DMC-8 Gen3 and how to create and edit presets with those. There's some videos out already showing how you do this on the smaller controllers, the DMC-3 XL and 4 Gen3, but we don't have anything about the 6 or 8 yet, so I thought I'd show you that. We've got a DMC-6 Gen3 set up connected to a Strymon Mobius. The same procedure holds true whether you've got one MIDI device or 3 or 5 or 6, and I'll show you how that works. There's two ways that you can save a preset. You can enter the save dialog through the device mode, where we are now, or through the preset mode. The end result is the same. The journey is the same, so we'll start with the device mode. When the unit boots up, it's going to boot up in preset mode on the last preset that you access. So if you were in preset, 2B, it's going to start up in 2B. Let's say you've got bank 2 and you want it to be a song. So you've got a verse, a chorus, a solo, and an outro, or some other song sections. Usually you'll be going verse, chorus, so I like to have verse and chorus on the A and B. In order to get the right sounds on those, you're going to need to tell the DMC which presets you'd like it to use. So what I'll do is I'll just load up the first preset I want to use, say it's 2A, and if the sound's not right, this is an auto swell patch, and maybe I want a chorus instead. You hold the device button. We have the Mobius set as our B device, so bank up to the B device, and then once you're in there, you can really easily just go left or right to pick the sound you want. So maybe I want the intro of this song to be a rotary speaker. All right, cool. So we've got this guy the way we want him, and you can see A, B, C. All three of our devices are engaged. So this would be our timeline, our Mobius, and our big sky. If you wanted to have the Mobius disengaged or bypassed on this preset, you just hold down the tap button. If you've got an 8, you hold the bank down button. It's in the same location, so it's pretty analogous. You hold down the button with the down triangle. So we want them to be engaged, and this is 01A. Once we've got everything set the way we want, say we could set our timeline to some other preset. It could be 3A, and we could set our big sky to 4B, something like that. Any preset you want. Once you've got everything set the way you want, you just hold the save button, and the display is going to start flashing, and it's going to flash the location of the last preset you loaded. If you want to save here, cool. All you have to do is hit the save button. If you wanted to save this to 2B, you just hit the 2B button, or you can go to any bank you want. Any bank you want. We want it to be 2A, so we're going to make sure that it's on 2A, it's blinking, and then we're going to hold the save button. And now we go to 2B. You can see we've loaded 5A, but when we go back, we should load 1A again. So there you go. So that's how you save a preset. Again, you load the preset you want to edit, and you go into device mode and edit the preset, hold down the save button, pick your location, hold the save button again, and you're done. You ask yourself, oh, what happens if I decided to save a preset and I figure out that this isn't the right thing to do. I want to cancel the save. I want to not save. Well, it's pretty easy. So let's say you're about to save, and you say, I'm not sure this should go here, and I don't know what to do. I want to get out of this without messing anything up. You hold down any of the preset buttons, any of them, A, B, C, or D. Just hold them down, and it will cancel the save. That's it. There's another special case here. If you're in preset mode and you are in any bank, you can get to this preset 0 by tapping the current preset. So if you're in bank 3 and you're on B, if you tap B again, it loads the 0 preset. If you're in A, you tap A. So if you tap the current preset instead of going to another one, it loads a special preset called preset 0. You can see we've got preset 0 set to be bank 00 with the whole thing bypassed. So it's really on 0A, but it's bypassed. You can use the 0 preset either as a bypass preset. Say you want to bypass everybody and get a totally clean sound going to your amp, or maybe you want to have a favorite sound that you can get to in every bank, but you don't necessarily want to have a favorite foot switch, or you don't have an 8 with a favorite switch on it. You can set up the 0 preset to be any sound, bypassed, engaged, whatever you want. So the way we edit that is just go down to, go down to 0 and make sure you're actually on 0, P00. Go to your device mode, and you can see A is on 00A, he's bypassed. B is on 00A, he's bypassed. C is on 00A, he's bypassed. Let's say our normal sound is, we've got a sound on the Mobius, a sound on the timeline that we like. Maybe it is 1B, right? And we want the Mobius to be bypassed. We don't want any modulation. And then we want maybe a real subtle reverb on the Big Sky. So maybe we've got a spring preset in 3B, and we engage that. So now, if you look, we have the timeline, nothing on the Big Sky, nothing on the Mobius, he's bypassed. And then on the Big Sky, we've got our reverb that we like to use. So we could call this our always on sound, or our clean sound, or our favorite sound. Once you've decided what you want, just hold the save button, and you can see we're in P00 with none of the lights on. That lets me know that when I save this, it's going to save to that 0 preset. So here we go, 0 preset. And so now when I load a preset, it loads up the patch on the Mobius, and when I hit it again, it goes to 0. And if we had the timeline and Big Sky connected, you could see that they would switch over to the sounds that we like to use. A lot of folks will use sort of a subtle dotted eighth delay, and a washy reverb is kind of a universal sound. So you could have the same basic sound on all the time. A lot of folks don't ever turn their reverb and delay completely off, or they only do very occasionally. And so sometimes it's really nice to have a sound that you can get to from any bank just by hitting the button that you just hit. Okay, I've decided to tackle one more topic in this video, and that is preset and bank naming. Setting up your presets and navigating them with P00A and B and C and D, that's fine. And for some people, that's going to work really well. But when I started using one of these in my live rig, I quickly figured out that it would be much better to have names. I added preset names, and I thought that was great. And then someone asked if they could name the banks themselves, so that they could name a song and in the bank, and then each patch, each preset would be a part of a song. I said, no, I don't think I can do that. And then I went to rehearsal and I tried using it and realized that if you're going to use a bank per song, then it's really necessary. So I found a way to squeeze it all in there. So we've got it, and it's cool. And let me show you how to set it up. The first thing you're going to need to do is go into setup. So just power your controller off and back on again. And we see disaster area on the screen. Just hold the A and B buttons, and then you'll see it scroll setup. And that lets you know that it's okay. So the bank names and the preset names are kind of to the left of preset where it starts. So just tap the A button to go to the left. And you'll see BNAM, and you'll see name. This is preset names and bank names. I hope that's self-explanatory. So we've got some options in here. The default is off, which means it's just going to show you P00A, P00B. The next one is 4. So it will show you 4 characters of the name, the first 4 characters of the name. The third option is scroll, where it will scroll all 8 characters of the name, and then when it's done, it'll go back to the old letters and numbers method. So you'll go to it and it'll say P01, and you'll hit it and it'll say my song. And then when you're done, when it's done scrolling, it'll go back and say P01 again. And the final one is scroll 4. Scroll 4 is a combination of scroll and 4. So it'll scroll all 8, and then it'll go back and show the first 4. So if your song was called My Song, it would show My Song, and then it will come back and say My S. It would show the first 4 characters of your song name or your preset name. So we're going to set it to 4 just because it'll make editing this a little more expedient for the purpose of the video. We'll do the same thing with BNAM. So it's the same options: off, 4, scroll 4. We'll set that to 4 as well, and then we'll save this. So you just hold the save button to save the preset, save the setup and exit back out. Okay, so what gives? We got P00. Well, that's the same as it was before, right? Sort of. Now when we hit a preset, we just got a bunch of blanks. So the reason that there are blanks there is because there's no preset name saved. So you have to go in and name all your presets. It's not a big deal. It's actually part of the save procedure. So what you do is you can go into a preset you've already saved and just save over it, or you can edit a new preset like we did in the previous part of the video. The process is the same. You just hold the save button, and it's going to ask you for a spot to save. So A, B, C, or D. We're all in the same bank right now. So here's our bank 12, bank 11, 12, bank 0. So we're in the 0 bank right now. We're going to save this in 0A. So we just hold save again, and then it's going to stop blinking the whole screen. It's just going to blink just the first slot here, the first letter of the name. The lowercase letters are to the right, so you get to those with B, and the uppercase letters are to the left. You get to those with A. It wraps around, so if you go too far, just keep going. This is kind of like entering your name and high score in a video game. So just think about, oh, I just got the high score in Donkey Kong, and now you're going to put your name in. So we're going to set this up for the verse, chorus, solo, and outro of this particular song. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back here, and we're going to go to V, and then we'll hit the C and D buttons to go to the next slot in the name. B-E, R is a long way off, R, S, and remember we've only got 4 characters, so you can put the whole thing in there if you want, but it's only going to show 4 in this mode, so we're just going to skip it. And you'll save. It's going to say save, and now it says verse. Well, now our B says nothing, but our A says verse. That's pretty cool, right? So we'll do the same thing with B. We'll just go and save over it. Again, you can do this while saving over a preset. You can do this while you're editing, if you're creating your preset for the first time. I bet you guys can't figure out what I'm going to put in here, right? Yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. Again, this is not super helpful all on its own, but it's really cool for it to actually show stuff. So a verse, chorus, and then maybe we want this one to be the solo. So, oh, I hit the wrong button. We want to save in the C slot, so there we go. Okay, there's your C slot. So we're going to call this one not solo, solo. If I had a better grasp on the alphabet, I would do this much faster. Okay, and then the last one is going to be our outro, or our tag. We'll just call it tag, because outro will look weird. So we'll just call this T. And also, A and G are pretty close, and I don't have to sit here and tap buttons for half an hour. Okay, so now we've got our 4 presets for our song. We've got verse, we've got chorus, we've got solo, and we've got tag. That's great, except when I turn that one off, it just says poo. Well, that's not really helpful. So I'm going to write over the poo by calling it the name of the song. So we'll hold down the save button, and poo is flashing. And now it's going to let us rename our poo. So we're going to call this one, I don't know what's a great name for a song. We're just going to call it My Song because I have a severe lack of imagination today. So my, and there's actually a whole bunch of extra characters in here plus spaces. So there's all these awesome letters and numbers. And we talked about this. You can actually have this thing display a whole bunch of characters. My song. We'll call it My Song 1. past my numbers. There we go. Okay, so we save that. And just mice, right? Core mice. All right, maybe you want that to scroll. Okay, no problem. We let you choose whether you want the bank names or the preset names to scroll. So we'll go into bank names and we'll make the bank name scroll 4. There you go. Okay, my song 1, and there you go. That's it. So there's verse, chorus, solo, tag, and there's my song 1. We go up to the next next bank, and it says, there you go, PO1, and a bunch of blank names in there. So it is a blank slate, a tabula rasa, if you will. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. It's there for you to edit and to do with as you will. Don't want the names? Don't use the names. Want the names? You got the names. If you've got any comments or questions, if something's not clear, if I didn't go into exhaustive detail on everything, just post in the comments below. If you've got ideas for other quick tips videos, if there's a specific function or feature that you'd like to see explored in greater depth and detail, again, post those down below. Absolutely happy to shoot videos to show how everything works. So thanks for watching.